Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the T3RN Racing Network. It is going to be some Tuesday night tailgating action here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway with your Draft Top Progression Series. It is the Fans 100 here as we salute all the fans that tune in here weekly to the T3 Racing Network to watch some of the Draft Top Progression Series presented by Salt Flat Racing. To bring you all the action here tonight from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, it is Muth up here in the booth, and alongside me, we got Greg O'Berry back in action. Greg, these tailgaters put on one heck of a show last week, and, well, this track's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit faster, and these boys out here tonight, 19 drivers strong, and they are putting on a show already in practice.
Yeah, these things are a ton of fun to drive. Probably some of my favorite vehicles on the service. I was riding along with them in some of the practice laps, and these guys are all but wide open the first handful of laps. Definitely going to be a handful, but it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, tonight, 65 laps is going to be the action call here for these drivers, but you're not going to be able to do it all on one tank of fuel. So the strategy that always, we talk about it on a Wednesday night a lot with the Salt Flat IROC series, well, strategy going to be in play here tonight. A lot of talented drivers here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Look to see a lot of green flag racing action. It's going to come down to those green flag pit stops. You really have to execute when we hit green flag pit stops.
Yeah, getting onto pit road is going to be really difficult, especially under green flag. Slowing all the way down from race speed, that sharp angle coming off of turn 4. Somebody will probably mess it up and end up in the barrels. Let's hope that doesn't affect the race too bad.
A couple of the drivers that haven't messed things up so far this season. Kyle Wiggins, 3 wins on the season so far. Cole Day, 2 wins on the season. Roy Fernandez winning a couple of weeks ago. And Brandon Massey shocking the world with his old shed machine as he found himself in victory lane. Qualifying, though, just about to take to the speedway here. But let's run down through your championship standings here. Your top 10 do look like this. Kyle Wiggins, he does have 3 wins. He is your championship points leader coming into tonight. Sitting just second is Brandon Massey. He is second in the points, just 5 points out of that championship lead. Then Roy Fernandez is sitting there 9 points back. Then it's a little bit of a jump. Hunter Reynolds, one of those drivers, he is sitting there fourth, 45 points out of your championship hunt. Donald Bennett is 5th, just 47 points back. Then it's Cole Day, last week's winner from Dover. Then it's Ira Kohlhaas in 7th. Michael Bromley is 8th. Nathan Maurer is 9th. And Jose Mejia rounds out the top 10. A lot of those drivers, though, are always up in the top battling for those wins. And right now, one of them is out there on track. He is driving the Good Wrench number 3, the Do It For Dale look like. It's the black number 6 of Roy Fernandez Lopez.
Yeah, he was second fastest in practice, just about a 100th of a second off of the top speed. He's been pretty consistent the last several weeks ever since he got that win, so look for him to stay up front tonight too.
Let's see as he comes across the board. He'll go P number 1 over Brandon Massey. They are the only 2 drivers right now that do have a qualifying time. And now it looks like Brandon Feeney, our Canadian resident here tonight, driving the Miller Genuine Draft Ford F-150, number 83. Look at that handsome fella down there on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Is the B. Feedy Motorsports driver, currently sitting 3rd out of the 4 drivers who have taken a qualifying attempt.
A little disappointed that he didn't put that Hot Wheels scheme on the truck too. That was a great-looking car. Kind of hoping to see that on the truck as well.
Yeah, that is probably the talk of the town as Brandon Feeney come across the line to be quickest on lap number 2. It is a 30.16 second lap for Brandon Feeney. Michael Bromley out here in the drafttop.com entry. Some pink numbers on the side of this number 48 here this month. And, well, let's see. Second lap going to be quicker. He goes P number 3 with a 30.03 second lap on lap number 2. So Bromley right now going to slot into 3rd, and, well, just like that, you talk about him, he gets bumped down. The Dirty Mo Radio Chevrolet here for the Fuel Sim race team of Hunter Reynolds. They go new quick time with a 29.95 second lap.
He looks to be the Hunter there, the closest driver to matching his practice time, just 0.03 of a second off what he ran in practice. Able to back it up there.
Right now, here's the man down there from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Driver of the 75, Atkins Motorsport entry. Quincy Atkins goes 9th on the board with some brand new crazy colors on that 75. He is currently sitting 10th as Aaron Davidson to come off turn number 4 with old Wooden Sides 03. Let's see where he will be able to slot in here. Lap number 2 for the 03 of Davidson. A little bit slower, so lap number 1 going to be the one counted for Aaron Davidson. Little over halfway in this qualifying session, now coming out onto the speedway. Driver of the Rockstar Energy, number 99. This is Cole Day, last week's winner of the Jeremy Emmerich Memorial Race from Dover. He didn't have the fastest truck, but he was there at the end, and that's all it counted. That's all it needed to count, really, for Cole Day. So he is now officially on the clock here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He will be the 15th driver. Only other driver out on track driving the number 40 or actually, it's the Jack Daniels, number 40, out of Topton, Pennsylvania. Josiah Millen here tonight. So Josiah will be the 16th fastest driver. Cole Day going to slot himself into 11th. Let's see, as now Milton goes on the board here tonight, he would be the 16th driver to take his qualifying time. Cole Day down the back straightaway on lap number 2. Best lap so far was lap number 1, obviously, and that was a 30.119 for Cole Day. Looking to see if he can improve on lap number 2. A lot of the drivers have been able to improve on their second time a lap tonight. He'll come across the line, and it will jump him up to the 4th quickest with a 30-second flat lap.
Interesting enough, Josiah Millen just put his first lap up and put down the same lap Cole did on his first one at a 30.116.
And qualifying will expire. I got a little confused there. I'm like, I thought we had a little bit more time left in our qualifying session, but qualifying officially in the books here tonight. And our starting lineup here tonight, looking like it's going to be brought to us once again by our good friend, rest in peace, Uncle Tim. This is the Uncle Tim starting lineup here for the Fans 100 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's take you to what the grid is going to look like. Starting on the front row for your Draft Top Progression Series, it is going to be Hunter Reynolds in the 28 machine. Starting alongside him, it's the CSRF Motorsports driver, number 6, Good Wrench Chevrolet. It'll be Roy Fernandez Lopez. Starting row number 2, position number 3, driving the Busch Light Chevrolet here tonight, it'll be the number 20 of Kyle Wiggins. Starting position number 4, driving the Rockstar Energy 99, is Cole Day, last week's winner. Cole Day will roll off 4th. It's the Old Shed. It is Brandon Massey out of Ironton, Ohio, driving the 65 entry. He'll roll off 3rd row, 5th position. Starting right alongside him, having his best starting spot of the season, driver of the number 48, DraftTop.com entry, it is Michael Bromley. Starting in the 7th position out of the Northwest, it is going to be the driver of the 46 who almost was able to squeak out a win last week at the Dover International Speedway. It is going to be Jose Mejia. Aaron Davidson's got the old Wooden Side 03 machine scheduled to roll off into the 8th position. And driver of the number 77, starting in the 9th position, it is the Sim Box number 77, Doug Neal. Rounding out the top 10 in the 10th position out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, driving the number 71 Bully Dog entry, it is Nathan I Need More Power Maurer. Starting in the 11th position out of South Carolina, driving the Atkins Motorsports number 75 Suburban Propane entry, this is Quincy Atkins. Rolling off in the 12th position, driving the Jack Daniels East Penn Manufacturing out of Topton, Pennsylvania, it is Josiah Millen. Starting back here in the 13th position, the B. Feeney Motorsports Canadian driver, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford F-150, it is Brandon Feeney. Starting in the 14th position, driving out of Utah, it's the Rays Energy Drink machine. It's the Apollo paint scheme. This is Danny Valenzuela. Starting 15th on the grid here tonight, out of Ohio, driving the number 3, this is Shane Mullen, starting in the 15th position. It's the Crossland Racing, number 97 here tonight, rolling off into the 16th position, that is Brandon Crossland. Starting 17th on the grid, driver of the number 38, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the Deeper Darker Do entry of Cody Levitt. Starting in the 18th position out of Topton, Pennsylvania, driving for the Keystone Motorsports entry, it's the number 31. This is Donald Bennett rolling off into the 18th starting spot. Starting 19th, driving the number 26, it's the Gibson AC Refrigerant Coast to Almost Coast driver, the number 26 of Daryl Clauter. And race control here tonight, starting 20th, how about it's Swerman Herman in the 711 machine. He is race control here tonight, so hats off to Herman. He's got the hardest job out of everybody. So what a starting lineup we have here tonight, Greg. Looking like possibly, if we get it that far, green flag pit stops, looking between about 22 to 26 possible laps on a tank of fuel here tonight.
Yeah, we know what the fuel's going to be, but what's the tire strategy going to be? You know, can these guys just top it off there at the end if they just need a splash, or are they definitely going to want to sit there and take new tires? Will it be 2, 4? Something to keep an eye on.
As we work towards the service side green flag here tonight for the Fans 100, presented by DraftTop.com. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everybody coming up through the gears. A little bit of help there. I believe that's the Aaron Davidson 03 to the back end of the Michael Bromley DraftTop.com entry. Bromley not coming up through the gears. He's going to lose a spot already to Jose Mejia. And here comes Aaron Davidson now down to the bottom, and they are still double file for the race lead as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, Kyle Wiggins is giving Hunter a really good push down the backstretch, trying to get clear of the 6 or 4 Fernandez. They both do there in the middle of 3 and 4. Cole Day's going to join them, and he's going to look inside of the 6 there and coming to the line.
So it looks like Hunter Reynolds will lead lap number 1 here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it looks like the Wiggins is not going to let him run away. Look at the 2 that are behind him chasing him down, though. That's Fernandez, that's Day right there. Mejia right there. He slots himself into the 5th position. Brandon Massey back 1 spot in the old shed. VIP graphics entry, but here comes Aaron Davidson. Old Woodsides would like to take himself into the top 5 here tonight. Lap number 2 about to go up onto the boards, and it's still Hunter Reynolds, Kyle Wiggins, Roy Fernandez out front.
Yeah, Fernandez is really fighting hard on the outside line, not wanting to give it up to Cole Day. He's been hanging tough out there the past couple laps, and they have been door to door the whole way around for the past 2 laps around the track.
A little bit of hands, a little bit of the Pennsylvania posse drivers doing the dance into turn number 3. Millen to the outside. He is all jacked up on Jack Daniels here tonight. And Maurer trying to be that bully dog that he is, but it's not going to be bully dogging enough for Maurer because Millen's able to mash the gas and get around him, and now he'll look to take the Jack Daniels entry to the DraftTop.com Busch entry here of Michael Bromley. They run right now 8th, 9th, and 10th, and you do see a little smoke out onto the speedway. Race fans, nobody has wrecked just yet here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Fans 100, but that is actually Cold Day and the Rockstar Energy 99 having a little bit of connection issues, I believe it is, here to the iRacing.com server. So yes, you see the smoke, but no, nobody is wrecking here as we complete lap number 4. They have all been led by the driver of the 28 as Fernandez Lopez way up the track. I don't think he got into the wall, Greg. I don't know if you have a better camera angle at that. And actually, my mistake, I said it was Cold Day with a little bit of a blinking issue. It is actually Kyle Wiggins with the connection issue here to the iRacing.com platform.
Yeah, going back and looking, Roy definitely did get into the wall going into turn 1. He slapped it pretty good. Not sure what kind of damage he's going to have. But
Trouble on the front straightaway. Danny Valenzuela down to the inside. He's going to take Shane Mullins along with him. Valenzuela was into the outside wall. Mullins was down below him. And now they are both off the pace here. Valenzuela has a bunch of damage on that number 04 machine, the Raise Energy Drink machine. Now they run currently 18th and 19th. That could have been big trouble on the front straightaway here on lap number 6. But these drivers were able to hang on to it, and we stay green flag racing.
Not really sure what happened to Danny there. The car just kind of took a right coming into the first dog leg, and he went to gather it up, and when he did, he just got into the door of the truck there to his inside and kind of set that off.
Yeah, so now both those drivers a little bit behind the 8 ball. It looks like about a 12-second gap to your race leader here of Hunter Reynolds and Kyle Wiggins. Cole Day is right there, Jose Mejia, Aaron Davidson. Remember about Fernandez getting up the track a little bit. No damage that I can recall or see, but he is back here now fallen into that 7th position.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of paint damage to the right front there. Everything still looks intact. Fender's still holding good. Tires pointing in the right direction. Dust it off and keep on digging.
Some more racing action a little bit deeper into the field. It's the Simbox entry. You're looking for a button box race fans, hit up Simbox over on Facebook. Because right now, Doug Neal is using that sim box to his advantage here tonight. He is up into the 11th position, chasing down his Snuff Racing teammate of Nathan Maurer. He is still trying to find a little power out there tonight. And right now, Maurer's running 10th. Neal is running in the 11th position. And look at Quincy Atkins. No practice for the driver out of South Carolina, and he is currently sitting 12th.
Yeah, the whole field looks like it's running completely single file. The best battle looks to be the leaders right now. You throw a blanket over the top three there with Kyle Wiggins looking to see what he can do with Hunter as he's going to look to the inside. Coming to the line here.
He looks, but nothing happening down there. Wiggins going to take another one of his connection blinks here tonight. It looks like a little bit farther back, I believe it was Maurer working around Millen. I did catch that out of the corner of the eye, so these two continue to just kind of swap things back and forth. Shane Mullins going to come to pit road here. This is an unscheduled pit stop here on lap number 10 for the driver of the number 3. So Mullins brings it slowly down pit road, 45 miles an hour. I believe he's just under the pit road speed there. I believe it's 50 miles an hour here. I could be wrong. I didn't quite read the briefing before we came live. But 4 tires look to be going on that machine as your race leaders storm on by Reynolds, Wiggins, and Day. Right now, your top 3 here on lap number 11.
Yeah, I think Shane's just getting a little bit of that damage fixed. He had some pretty significant right front and right rear damage on that truck. So I think he's just trying to come in, get that adjusted, help the handling of it, and hope he can catch a break here later on.
So we'll see if he's able to come back out of pit road. It looks like he's still down there as your race leaders will come back around here to complete another one. As Aaron Davidson trying to take the peak here to the Jose Mejia machine. I'm not sure if he's going to have the run down the back straightaway. Mejia kind of pulls down, blocks the advance there. One driver, though, dropping back through the field. Here is Michael Bromley, started up inside the top 10. Now he is in the 10th position as there goes Doug Neal to the inside with the Simbach Chevrolet. Now here comes the Atkins Motorsports driver. Here comes Quincy Atkins to the inside. He will now clear Michael Bromley, and Millen also headed in the wrong direction. Both drivers trending backwards here as we now completed 12 laps tonight.
Yeah, Josiah's holding serve at 12th place where he started at, so he gained a little bit, but he's lost some back. The biggest mover, though, does look to be, actually, take that back. I was about to read something backwards.
Not so easy now, is it? It looks like Roy Fernandez is so far the biggest, I don't want to say loser, but he has dropped the most positions here as he now looks to the inside of Jose Mejia because Mejia got up and out of the groove as Aaron Davidson, Brandon Massey got by him. Now Fernandez picks up another spot. The biggest mover, have you guessed it yet?
It's Aaron Davidson. He started 8th and he's now up to 4th, but he's under attack from Brandon Massey, so we'll see. He's going to lose that spot. Actually, it looks like he will here coming out of 4th.
Yeah, it looks like he'll drift a little bit high out of turn number 4 in the old shed VIP graphics entry here tonight. And Brandon Massey will work down the bottom side and get around Davidson almost into the outside wall there, entering turn number 1 for Brandon Massey, but he was able to keep it under control, and he keeps it pointed into the right direction. Massey now has some clear track in front of him. Can he go run down those top 3 drivers of Cole Day and Kyle Wiggins and Hunter Reynolds right now? They have opened up, it looks like about a little over a second between those drivers here tonight. Cole Day looks like he is starting to fade here on this longer run. Reynolds and Wiggins, they are just strong week in and week out. You put them in a late model and they're strong. You put them in the ARCA car, they're strong. And, well, guess what? Here we are in the truck, and same old song and dance other than Kyle Wiggins got that flashy thing going on.
Yeah, it seems like the same couple of guys have been very consistent in running up front the past several weeks. But the one guy that I'm interested to see how the end of the race is going to play out for is Jose Mejia in the 46. If you recall the past couple of weeks, he tried to gamble the fuel strategy and played out, and it hasn't worked out for him yet. So eventually he'll hit it on right, and this could be a track for him to play that out again tonight.
Quincy Atkins down on the pit road with the 75 entry. Looks like this is also an unscheduled pit cycle here, as he is pitting possibly about 6 to 7 laps super early on the rest of the field. You know, Atkins, though, is one of those drivers. He has started to play by his own rules, he told me the other day, and he now brings it down pit road. He says he started to figure things out. You don't always trace the leaders and do what they do, so that's why he is coming down pit road here to possibly get a head start on what the rest of these guys have on the field.
Well, if you do the math, he's actually kind of run this like a road course where 25 laps, roughly 25 lap pit fuel window, instead of running 2 fulls and then a short stint, he ran his short stint to start the race. So at about lap 25, he can fill up with fuel and he'll be good to go to the end, while other people on the what you would call the more typical strategy would have to stop again.
Well, there you heard it, the strategy man right here, Greg O'Berry, breaking it down for your race fans. And Greg, as soon as you started saying it, I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense to the old Martin Truex at Sonoma or Kevin Harvick. They like to do the same thing out there, so possibly that is the strategy as we watch here the battle for the third spot. Oh, boy, was Aaron Davidson crossed up down the back straightaway with that 03 machine. He looked like he tried to duck out from behind Cole Day, and the truck stepped out, and he was chasing it down the straightaway. This is a 4-car battle for the 4th spot.
What a tight race it is here. Talking about throwing a blanket over some guys. You've got these 4 all inside together right here. The slightest mistake can take 4 very good trucks out real quick.
As we look off the back here of the old shed, there you see Fernandez, Lopez, and Davidson behind Brandon Massey. Cole Day is able to hold serve for the time being on that outside. I think the inside, though, sooner or later will just prevail, and Massey will be able to get around Cole Day, but Cole's just not going to hand you the keys to the castle. You got to come up here and earn them. And, well, Massey is doing exactly what he needs to do. Aaron Davidson, though, and Fernandez are like, man, can we figure out which lane's going somewhere?
I don't know if you saw it or not, but Kyle Wiggins just did scrape the wall coming out of 4 that last time. I think it was just enough to knock the clear coat off the side of the truck, but he's been flirting with that wall a little bit on entry and exit too.
Couple drivers down pit road, and here comes Kyle Wiggins also down to pit road. Millen, Levitt, Bennett, Crossland, all were down last time by. And look at these drivers are bump drafting here for that 4th position down through the tri-oval here at Charlotte. Not a typical place where you see a lot of drivers bump draft. They are trying to do it here tonight at Charlotte for the Fans 100. And fans, we appreciate all of you tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If it wasn't for you, well, we wouldn't have as much fun as we do. So we got to thank all of you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, well, now it looks like your race leader will head down to pit road. Here comes Hunter Reynolds.
You got to wonder if they saw Quincy Atkins when he came down at the time that he did, if the light bulb went off in everybody's head and said, hey, you know what, we get the strategy, it might be worth it. But a caution here will ruin the race for a handful of guys.
Right now, Brandon Massey, though, will take over the race lead in that old shed number 65. Cole Day is right behind him. Who's going to be the next set to come down pit road? It looks like Brandon Massey, Aaron Davidson will all come down. That'll turn the race lead over to Cole Day, and it looks like a very slow entry into pit road for Brandon Massey and Aaron Davidson. Maybe trying to be a little conservative, not blow through pit road.
Again, it's super hard pit entry coming in off the bank in there. I would be doing the same thing, especially that first time under green. Get your bearings under you, figure out just what you can get away with. Be conservative. You definitely don't want to black flag this early in the race.
Darrell Clauder also coming down pit road in that number 26 entry. He was running in the 7th position as the pit cycle started. So that'll turn things over to Cole Day, Roy Fernandez, Lopez, Jose Mejia, and I believe it's Brandon Feeney who's still out there who has yet to pit, but I believe the Miller Genuine Draft Ford F-150 is looking for pit road this time by as he pulls down off the banking in turns number 3 and 4. Now he will bring that Ford F-150 down for his first pit stop of the day. Darrell Clauder is down and away. He will rejoin here as he is done with his pit stop here. It looks like he'll be shown about the 16th position when he hits the track, but still waiting on your race leaders. I believe Fernandez Lopez will now come down here on lap 25.
I was watching Cole Day there going into turn 3. I think he might have been trying to get down on the pit road, but the lap car of Shane Mullins was trying to get a lap back, and they almost had a crash going into turn 3 there. It's going to make Cole have to wait at least one more lap before he can get in.
Well, now that'll make him the final car to come down, or the final truck to come down pit road, as looks like only 3 drivers, Day, Fernandez, and Mejia, are currently on the lead lap. Is Cole Day coming down this time by? It looks like he's trying. He's going to sail her off into pit road.
Not sure where that timeline is for the speed, but he came in mighty hot.
And you see him flirting as he comes down pit road. Something going wrong. You see the truck actually bouncing between 40 and 50 miles an hour here. So now it's down to 39, and Cole Day will find his pit stall here in just a couple moments. He will be the final driver to make it to pit road, maybe having to limp that there on fuel. That is 27 laps. We haven't seen anybody do that, not even in practice.
Yeah, he very well could have been trying to stretch it out. If you're going to test it, this is probably the time to do it here at the beginning.
Kyle Wiggins will take over the race lead as Cole Day is just coming out of pit road, I believe, now, so going to lose a lot of time. There's Cole Day now coming out of pit road, and that is definitely going to be a heartbreaker here tonight. That was out of fuel for Cole Day coming onto pit road.
Go back and look at the standings as they run right now. The third place car, the 75 of Quincy Atkins, he was the first one to start the green flag cycle off. Kind of paid off for him here.
Show you where or how many times everybody so far has pit. It shows that Kyle Wiggins has pitted twice. That is an incorrect stat here. Since Kyle Wiggins is having the issue to the iRacing.com server, it is giving him all sorts of incorrect data feed here to our overlay program, so pay no mind attention right now for that Kyle Wiggins entry. Everybody, though, has made one pit stop here tonight, and we will find out where everybody is coming back out. There you already do see how many positions everybody has gained. The biggest mover so far through the night, Cody Levitt. Right now, as you see, a pass for the race lead. Hunter Reynolds will now take over the race lead, or, well, take back the race lead. He has dominated so far in the first half of this race.
Yeah, I've got my eyes now on this back half of the top 10, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. These guys are running around like a pack of hornets out here. A couple guys almost got in the wall the last time coming out of turn 4.
Well, that's going to be Aaron Davidson, Cody Levitt, Michael Bromley, and Brandon Massey that are all doing a little bit of a dance and a little bit of a jig back here. It looks like Levitt, who was the first one out of this group to come down pit road, he is now starting to pay the piper on those tires being a little bit worn out, as maybe he pushed it a little bit too hard on that initial stint. You know, the first couple laps out, and now he loses it to Aaron Davidson, Brandon Massey, and now here goes Quincy Atkins. He's going to go top shelf here now, as he knows these drivers all have fresher tires than him. There you see Massey, Davidson, Levitt all get around the 75 of Quincy Atkins, and Atkins will sling it back down to try and get in front of Michael Bromley, but Bromley just too strong on those fresh tires.
Yeah, I think that could be the crutch to the strategy that Quincy was trying to put together there. Is just going to be the tires. I think the fall off is too great for him to be able to hold on for an extra 10 laps on that last stint.
And how about that move down the back straightaway? Roy Fernandez tried to go to the inside of Atkins, and Atkins went to the inside, and actually both drivers almost kind of lost it down the back straightaway because they realized which driver or who was trying to do what, and they almost made the contact, but they were able to hang on to it. Both very, very talented drivers here tonight, and they keep on motoring. As right behind them, now working to the inside, driver of the 97, that is Brandon Crossan right now in the McCallahan Speed Shop out of Bell Buckle, Tennessee. That driver right now shown one lap down on the timing and scoring. It looks like a pit road penalty for Crossan, which puts him a little bit behind the 8 ball right now. He runs into the 16th position. He is not the first car one lap down, though. That goes to this driver right here out of Florida, Darrell Clauter right now, the first driver one lap down. Or am I reading that wrong? Brandon Crossan, actually, the first driver one lap down.
I was just looking again. I said I've misread once before, but I think I got this one right. Yeah, Brandon is showing the first car lap down.
So right now he is screaming for a possible caution flag out there, but everybody else right now looks like they want to stay green flag racing here tonight. Brandon Feeney just behind the Brandon Crossan machine. They are on the same lap right now. So that is actually a battle. They are just separated by about a second and a half on the speedway. Over the halfway point home here tonight, 35, a working lap 35 here for Hunter Reynolds and Kyle Wiggins. They run 1-2 like they have so far all night. Brandon Massey is sitting there in that third position. There you see Aaron Davidson behind them, and the new contender inside the top 5 here, that is the driver out of Pennsylvania. You know, he got a whole bunch of storms roll through this area here today, Greg, and it's good to see Nathan Maurer out onto the speedway with a couple other of those Pennsylvania drivers. They got hit pretty hard with that tropical storm, the hurricane that came up the coast today.
Yeah, several guys had a lot of issues going on with flooding and power being out, things like that. So thoughts with everybody up that way. Guys in the league, guys not affiliated, just people up there that are dealing with some hard times with the storm. Hope everything works out for them.
Yeah, the hometown for another one of the drivers here who's swatting some bees right now, Josiah Millen. His hometown is actually Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and right now Kutztown is under an evacuation. Actually, I believe 2 blocks to the creek. The creek bank's overflowing here tonight, so everybody evacuated out of the Kutztown area. Oh, contact there, though. Right behind Millen. Oh, bigger trouble now. Brandon Feeney up into the outside wall, and he is trying to gather it up. Feeney, looks like they're going to split him on the front straightaway. Day went to the inside, and to the outside went Mullins. Wow, how did he hang on to that with those Hornets all around him as he was swatting at him?
That was crazy. Yeah, Cole got a little, I think he was a little impatient, newer tires and with the guys around him. He's just dealing with being held up from running out of fuel on that pit stop, trying to get through this pack, bumped Brandon Crossland going into the corner there, and kind of set off that whole little bit of a reaction.
Yeah, Cole Day back to the back bumper. Cole Day going to slide up out of turn 4 and into the wall with the 99 Rockstar machine. So his night, which was already pretty bad, he just made it a little bit worse by stuffing the 99 into that outside wall coming out of 4. Millen going to go to the top shelf here and let Cole Day get by him. That's the battle for the 10th position right now on the speedway. So now the question being, over halfway home in this one here is now we're working lap 39 out of 65 scheduled here. How much damage did Cole Day just do to that Rockstar machine?
I'm looking at it now. The right rear is pretty crunched up a little bit. Don't know how much it's going to affect the truck. He's still pulling away from those guys that were behind him, but he does have some moderate damage to the right rear corner.
So we'll see if he's going to be able to hang on to this. There you see behind them, though, the Jose Mejia number 46 entry got around Millen, and now he's going to get around the 97 of Crossland, so that's not the battle for position with Crossland, but that is a battle with Millen. So Mejia going to go into the 11th spot, and he has fresher tires, or actually Cole Day has the fresher tires, but Mejia the last couple laps by at the start-finish line, he has been the quicker of the two. Now this time they switched by about a 1/10 of a second. Cole Day was faster, but the fastest man out there onto the speedway right now, he resides out of Ironton, Ohio. He drives a 65. Massey is pulling along Davidson and Maurer here. They were the fastest trucks on the speedway by almost a half second, actually, if I read that right, over your race leaders last time by. This time by at the line, almost heads up with your race leaders.
Yeah, I've been watching those guys for the last 2 or 3 laps, and it was about 5 or 6 ago. They were roughly 4 seconds behind the leaders, and they've chopped that down to 2.7 that last time by, clicking about 2 to 3 tenths a lap. So those guys have definitely got something going and found some speed.
It looks like possibly 2 drivers coming down to pit road here. That Brandon Massey entry, he's going to bring it down pit road, and a couple others. Fernandez Lopez, he's going to leapfrog the Massey entry and the Davidson entry. So he was rough coming onto pit road, and right here, right now, this is about as far as you can stretch it on fuel. 24 to go, and your race leaders are down on pit road.
First thing that sticks out of about that number 6 truck is that right rear damage. Seems like several guys have had those issues coming out of turn 4.
So he'll get 4 tires. That's Roy Fernandez Lopez right now. And now here comes Kyle Wiggins and Hunter Reynolds. Both those drivers will come down, and they're going to drag Nathan Maurer. And Maurer was really pulling them in the last couple laps. He'll come into pit road just about a second behind your race leaders. See if he can have himself a good stop. But new race leader here tonight, driving the DraftTop.com entry, Draft Top driver Michael Bromley. Now going to take over the race lead here with just 23 laps to go. But the driver of that 48, he still has to make his final pit stop of the evening. Looks like Bromley's going to try and hot pit it here like he's at the All-Star race. He's going to bring it in, flames out the right side, and he'll get it woed up down to pit road speed. So now Cole Day, Jose Mejia will lead this race here right now, 1 and 2 with just 22 laps to go. They're down to the inside. That's the 20 of Hunter.
Back up. That's going to cost him several seconds on the track.
That's not something. It's the money stop here at Charlotte for the Fans 100. The Hunter Reynolds, Kyle Wiggins is the number 20. Those drivers, you might as well flip-flop them. Each driver has about the same ability.
There's actually a pretty good gap between.
Who had the longest pit time? And actually, now remember, our timing and scoring, because of the 20 having the connection issues, is a little wonky. But right now it says their pit time was identical, 15.13 seconds faster from pit cone to pit cone. We know that's not right, but your race leader, Cole Day, down here with 19 laps to go for the final time. That's going to leave Jose Mejia. He's trying to play that strategy again. Cody Levitt behind him is in the... Oh,
wow.
boy!
Almost a crash.
Pit road here tonight with just 18 laps to go, and that's going to cycle things back to... I don't even know position or timing and scoring. As we have to apologize for the connection here to the YouTube side of things. Remember, we talked about those storms that are rolling through the northeast here. It looks like playing a little bit of a havoc on our connection to the iRacing, or between us and the YouTube side of things. So just bear with us, and we will try to get those connections a little bit more stable as we race here in the Fans 100. You're watching the battle for third. Nothing happening, though, here inside the top three. The top five. They all stay nose to tail. Aaron Davidson, though, takes another peek back down to the inside, but not able to do anything with it. So it'll be 15 laps to go for Hunter Reynolds next time by at the line.
You know, looking at the differentials, I really think Aaron Davidson and Brandon Massey, they might have the speed to be able to contend for the win here. I just don't know that they have the track position. I don't know that they're going to have enough time to get up there and actually pass them.
Yeah, it looks like right now Massey is sitting at about a 2.5 second deficit to the race leader. Aaron Davidson does look like he has a faster 03 machine. He just cannot get around Brandon Massey. There you saw Kyle Wiggins just about a half a straightaway ahead of them down the back straightaway. And they have about a half a straightaway over Cody Levitt and Nathan Maurer. There you see those two drivers battling it out. And remember the bad blood there, Greg, between those two drivers just a couple weeks ago in the ARCA Menards car. I believe was that Michigan that these two got tangled up on the final laps.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't recall.
Oh, man, you forgot where Nathan Maurer went to bump Cody Levitt down the back straightaway on the final laps.
I do remember now.
It just spun Cody Levitt around, taking him out of the top five. And Nathan Maurer, I talked to him, the week after that, and he said he felt as big as one of those little tiny ants that run around. Because that was the first time he was ever in the ARCA Menards car, and he didn't know you couldn't shove the nose of that front end underneath the rear end of those cars, and around went Levitt, and it just didn't end up well for either of the drivers. They didn't have the nights that they deserved.
Somebody else is doing a little bumping out here. Roy Fernandez has been on the back of Aaron Davidson a couple times that last lap, but he's been very polite about it. Bumps it, gives you a lot of shape, checks up to let him get it back in line, and they get digging after it again. You got to think the next couple of laps, that give and take is going to go away, though.
Yeah, Fernandez, though, remember, he was also into the outside wall about at the halfway point of this one tonight, and that number 6 machine still having a lot of, we're going to call it ponies under the hood. I'm sure that's the attest to those Goodwrench guys, but the race lead right now is a half second for Reynolds to Wiggins, and I'm watching it. They're running pretty close, identical times, as we're going to get 11 laps to go this time by at the line here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you see both drivers. Right now, though, Kyle Wiggins was faster by 1/10 of a second than Hunter Reynolds last time by.
Yeah, I was watching that 3rd, 4th, and 5th place guys to see what their lap times were going to do. They gained for a little bit, but they've consistently lost a few tenths now. I think this race, if it stays green, is definitely going to be between the 28 of Hunter Reynolds and the 20 of Kyle Wiggins.
Contact, in turn 3 there, turn 3 and 4 between the 6 of Fernandez and the 03 of Davidson. Fernandez tried to jump into the inside of that 03 down in turn number 3, and, well, Aaron Davidson slammed the wooden door and said, "Not today, my friend," and they made a little bit of contact, but it wasn't enough to really upset either of the drivers. Now, though, Fernandez Lopez is going to have to rally back onto the sides of that wooden 03.
Yeah, him giving a little bit of love tap there to Davidson that last time. You got to think Davidson's kind of getting tired of constantly getting bumped there. He knows where he wants to go, but if Aaron can't go, nobody's got anywhere to put the truck at. Somebody's going to run out of patience soon enough.
We're getting closer and closer to that point here tonight as we got 9 laps to go. Reynolds still being able to hold off Kyle Wiggins. Wiggins may have closed the gap by about a half a truck length in the last 2 laps, but it's not enough for Wiggins to be there with Hunter Reynolds, as it'll be just 8 more laps to go here at Charlotte. Cole Day hasn't been able to work his way back through the field here after his incident of running out of fuel. 10th place right now for the driver of the 99. Just sitting there in 10th, and it looks like he's trying to run down Michael Bromley, who is sitting there in that 9th position. Bromley having himself a good night. You know, fun fact of the night, Greg, Michael Bromley has not had the year that he thought coming into this progression series that he was going to have. And, well, all he told me was, tonight's going to be the night we change it. We got to put pink numbers on this machine, and we're going to change our luck. And right now, running inside the top 10, having, well, I believe his second best run.
With a caution.
Oh, you gotta be, oh boy.
Big crash. Aaron Davidson and Brandon Massey at the end of pit road have wadded it up.
Sitting nose to tail, bringing out the first caution flag here of the evening. That's not what Brandon Massey wanted. That's not what Aaron Davidson wanted. And I'm sure that's not what Hunter Reynolds wanted here tonight. Let's go back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and watch this one. Massey into the outside wall off turn 4, went to gather it up. And here comes Fernandez Lopez. Fernandez goes to the inside, and Massey up the track in the tri-oval, just ran out of racing room and nosed it hard into the inside wall there. Nothing he was going to do about that. They were 3 wide in the tri-oval. Fernandez Lopez saw the chance to take that spot, and he went for it. You can't blame the driver. Let's go on board here with our Turn 3 Racing Network camera. On board, Brandon Massey. And there you saw it, just 3 wide, and the hole closed, and oh, painful into the inside wall.
Yeah, that was a brutal crash. But again, we're just talking about it. Eventually, somebody's going to run out of patience. And he and Aaron Davidson both got on the wall there and opened the door for Roy. This late in the race, he's definitely going to try that 3 wide to the inside. And he didn't do anything wrong, but you run out of real estate when you got 3 trucks trying to get into the spot for one guy.
Yeah, Aaron Davidson, though, going up, over, in all sorts of directions here, as your field actually is down pit road here. Let's watch this back once again. Let's go on board. Aaron Davidson. Yeah, it's not a sight you want to see when you're upside down looking down at the ground. That was the onboard camera with Aaron Davidson here. Boy, what a night it could have been for Aaron Davidson, but it looks like it's going to wind up in a pile of junk as you see all your race leaders down on pit road.
Cody Levitt playing the strategy. He's actually going to win the race off pit road. He's got, I think that's a 2-tire stop, and Cole Day coming out second behind him. Those 2 guys had to have done the 2 tires, but you're the one with the fancy gadgets over there. How many tires did they take, Roger?
You are correct with 2. There is a number of drivers here at the end of this one that have decided to go ahead and take that 2-tire racing strategy, because we're only going to have a handful of laps when we go back to green flag racing here. So now, well, it's the only caution, and, well, you could win the whole kit and caboodle here tonight for the Fans 100 at Charlotte by taking the 2 tires. Those 2-tire drivers, Cody Levitt pulling 2 tires onto his truck. Cole Day, remember, we talked about it. It's been a night for Cole Day so far. He slaps 2 tires on that Rockstar Energy machine. Josiah Millen in the Jack Daniel Chevrolet, he throws 2 tires at it. And then another driver, 2 more drivers that throw 2 tires at it. Donald Bennett, he throws 2 tires at that beat-up 31 entry here tonight. And Darrell Clauter, he's going to throw 2 tires at it, but Darrell's a little bit farther back into the field. You might see him dive back in here when we get the one to go, because right now the only other drivers that are on the lead lap behind him are Brandon Crosland, who's going to start there in 13th, and Quincy Atkins, who actually just got the lucky dog. Remember, he was off sequence with the race leaders, so now he is back on to the same strategy, but he's got damage. He's got 4 tires, but I think it might be just pretty much a let's finish her out here for Quincy Atkins.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be his plan, but I'm super impressed with the strategy there from Cody and Cole both. Being trapped back in the pack there, they're going to restart on the front row, but you're definitely going to see how the tires will play out with Hunter starting 3rd on 4 fresh tires.
So right now, looking to take the wave around here before we go back. Racing will be Danny Valenzuela and Brandon Feeney. Both those drivers are going to stay out here under this caution flag. They're not going to bring their trucks down to pit road. There you see the 83 of Brandon Feeney out of Canada. He's got the Miller Genuine Draft. That's kind of weird now that I just say and think about it. The driver out of Canada driving the Miller Genuine Draft entry.
Yeah, you're going to have to connect those dots for me.
Oh, you're kidding me. I set him up for you. All you got to do is knock it down. Brandon Feeney out of Canada, they got some great Canadian beer. Labatt, Molson, and he's driving an American Pilsner.
Yeah, I can't help you with the Canadian beer, but the blended whiskeys now, that's a little more my speed.
So what you're talking about is Josiah Millen back here. So you're picking the Jack Daniels machine.
For the American version, sure. But the Crown Royal from good old Canada, hard to beat, too.
That's a little above my pay grade around here these days. I can't think I can afford the Crown Royal.
Little bottles, man, little bottles.
Ah, airplane bottles. Actually, you know what's funny about you say the airplane bottles? A couple of weeks ago, I took a trip down to the Williams Grove Speedway to watch the 410 Sprint Car drivers. They were here in Pennsylvania. It was PA Speed Weeks, and one of the drivers out here driving this orange and blue, number 31, he showed up at my house, actually, Greg. It was Donald. Showed up at my house a couple hours before that. Well, I was at work, so my truck was open. And the keys were here. He took it around for a little bit of a spin. He went down to the local liquor store. And you know how when you check out, they have these dollar shots? Little airplane bottles? Well, he must have got a whole bunch, because when I got home and we climbed in the truck to go to Williams Grove, he goes, hey, open up that center console. Open up the center console, and there's a whole center console full of airplane bottle. What the heck was it? It was the Fireball.
Hey, you can't go wrong with that.
Well, let's just say, boy, did I barely make it through the night.
But, of course, you had a designated driver to get you home.
Well, we were sleeping at the track. We were camping down at Williams Grove for the weekend, and then we headed over to Lincoln Speedway and saw one heck of a battle out there at Lincoln with Danny Dietrich and Kyle Larson and a couple of the other PA Posse boys. And we can't wait to go do it again. But, man, we can't wait to get these trucks back to the green flag racing. I believe we're going to get the one-to-go signal this time by. Here we do, as Johnny Pacer, the pace car driver here tonight at Charlotte, goes ahead and flips those Ford Mustang lights out. Let's put the timing and scoring back at the top of the screen for all you race fans that are looking to see where your favorite driver is tonight. And talking about the fans here once again. It is the Fans 100 here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, presented by DraftTop.com, and all the drivers of the Salt Flat Series. They would like to thank all the fans that tune in here. And Greg, I think I just heard come over the race chatter penalty. Or not penalty, but an asked for by drivers, and that will be assessed is the 20 will go to the tail end of the longest line here with his blinking connection, and only 3 laps to go.
Yeah, give that guy a pat on the back. You know, knowing that his connection's not right in as big of a scenario as we've set up here, you don't want to get in the middle and take a race away and create a bunch of victims just from, faulty signals. So it's not his night. Good on him. And let's see how Roy Fernandez can capitalize now that he's going to be moving up into that spot.
Hunter Reynolds will be the first driver, though, on the 4-tire stop, and then it's Fernandez. But it will be a green-white checker finish here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Race fans, get ready, because these drivers are ready to rumble as they come back to the surface side. Green flag. This is green-white checker attempt number 1, and we are racing here at Charlotte for the Fans 100 in overtime tonight. Great start by Cody Levitt to the inside. Millen going to get spun. Fernandez into the outside wall. Bunch of trouble on the front straightaway. The yellow flag will come right back out, and I believe that started with the number 40 of Josiah Millen spinning the tires, I think.
Spun the tires, and Nate Maurer got a little, I don't want to say he got aggressive. He was doing what he had to do to get by there at the end and turned him, and it took out everybody. I believe we had 5 trucks make it through unscathed.
Oh boy, that's going to have some big implications here tonight. Let's go back and watch this if we can real quick. This is the drop of the green flag here in overtime. Watch it back and see what happened. Watch that black number 40 to the outside. And yeah, he spins the tires right there. Maurer just into the back, and he's not square. Fernandez almost squeezed through there, but he got hit And then look at Bennett piles in there. Quincy Atkins, Crossland, Clauder's involved. The three there of Mullins. Danny Valenzuela comes to a complete stop. Doug Neal was involved in this. So, yeah, it took out a bunch of drivers here on that green flag.
Time for the weekly How Did He Do That? Go right on board with our good friend Michael Bromley in the number 48 and see how in the world he managed to come out in 5th place after that. Talk about having a good night for once.
I don't even think he actually made contact. And almost Quincy Atkins came back up the track there as Michael Bromley dodged, bobbed, weaved, skeeted, yeeted his way on through. Boy, let's watch that back and just focus in on that outside car. You see the white truck with the pink numbers? Watch Michael Bromley come through this. Maybe a little damage to the nose of that Silverado, but no hard impacts on that drafttop.com entry.
Yeah, I don't see too much damage. Just a little bit of wrinkling there on the front end, but not too bad at all. He'll definitely be good to go for the end of this race. Jose Mejia actually comes out 4th. Not too much damage on him either. He was able to capitalize there.
Watch this back here. Right on board with Fernandez here as we have the onboard looking back. Watch how he almost gets through this. Millen just came down the track, nowhere to go. Fernandez was there, and then around Fernandez gets tagged by a couple drivers. There you see Mullins, and I believe that was Clauder that made the contact with him. So just a ton of tore-up race trucks here, and that's going to turn things over. Well, I don't want to say turn it over because Cody Levitt, Cole Day, they were running 1-2 when all that happened.
But that 2-tire pit strategy saved them from that crash because you got to think law of averages. If those guys are, 5th, 6th, 7th on back, they would have been in that crash just like the rest of the field was. So 2 tires definitely got them more than the fresh start up front.
Coming down pit road here, it looks like that is Danny Valenzuela in the Rays Energy Drink 04 Apollo entry. It is a good-looking paint scheme, and you know what? That paint scheme it may be a little tore up here tonight, but it is a brand-new, fresh one out of the Bromley Design stable. Race fans, Bromley Designs is back open. Well, go check them out over on Facebook and get your brand-new paint scheme, whether it be one of these Gander Outdoor trucks, whether it be an Xfinity car, Cup car, even a midget. Race fans, he will even paint a midget. And we're not talking about, like Rico Abreu. We're talking about, like, the physical car that actually I'll be going to see tomorrow with a couple of the drivers that are in this race here. We're going to head to the Action Track Raceway here in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. It is actually one of the only parts of the town that isn't underwater from this hurricane.
Every time I hear the Action Track, it takes me back to old school Richmond International Raceway back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was always my favorite track as a little kid. I went to see my first race there, and it was always nicknamed the Action Track.
Well, it just has a thing, that name, and putting on some good racing in the real world side of things. Neither of them are onto the iRacing platform just yet. Hopefully one day we can get a couple of those action tracks onto the iRacing.com service. Let's see what happens here with the lights on the pace car this time by. They will stay on. We will take a break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we'll be back here for your second attempt at the green-white checker. Don't go anywhere, race fans. Let's see how this one finishes out.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Draft Top Progression Series presented by Salt Flat Racing. This is the Fans 100 here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, working our second green-white checker attempt here of the night, as the field has been slimmed. That is for sure. A bunch of the Pennsylvania drivers that are looking to have a good night here tonight. Greg, you said when it rains, it pours, and, well, all three of those Pennsylvania drivers, they're gone.
Yeah, they had to take an early trip back to the house, but a couple guys that are making something out of nothing. Cody and Cole up here at the front, surely going to put on a good show here.
So it'll be the 2 tires of Levitt and Day on the front row here, with the 4 tire hungry hippos of Reynolds and Mejia. Bromley on 4 tires, also going to start there in the 5th position. And look at Quincy Atkins, who was once a lap down, is right there in 6th as the iRacing pace car is down and away. And let's go back to the green flag racing here at Charlotte. Green-white checker attempt number 2.
Looks like a lot cleaner restart that time. Both of the guys on the front row get some help down into turn 1, but it's going to be Cody that edges away through the center 1 and 2, gets clear, and here comes Hunter clear as well. We'll be looking to make a move off of 2.
Hunter Reynolds is trying, and look who's coming up through the middle. Oh, contact for the race lead. Cole Day is going to go around, and that's going to bring out a caution flag, I believe.
Still green. We're still green. And there's the caution. Kyle Wiggins ends up getting turned around farther up the track and got crossways and took out.
Wow. But that's going to take us to the next green-white checker, I believe, which is the final one. Let's go back and dissect this, and let's go from the drop of the green flag here. Let's watch these drivers at the front of the field. This is from the green flag here from the green-white checker attempt number 2. It was a good start here. Everybody up through the old gearbox and down into turn 1. What we're looking for is at the end of turn 2, as we go over top of our blimp camera, see if we can find a good angle at this, watching the Hunter Reynolds machine second. Looks like he gets right into the rear quarter panel, actually, of Levitt. And then Bromley and Wiggins went at it down in turn 3.
Yeah, it looked like Wiggins just went low trying to avoid the spinning Cody Levitt and pushed himself down into Bromley, but at least on mine, it looked like the connection issues kind of had a little bit of an issue with him and Bromley as well.
So there you see Cody Levitt already down onto the grass when everything kind of transpired there. Watch it back once again here, watching the 38 of Levitt. And, you know, I believe that 99 of Colt Day kind of snuck through there, and he should be the race leader, I believe, when we come out of this.
Yeah, I believe Cole's going to be the leader. Jose Mejia in second, and Michael Bromley should line up third here. Mejia and Bromley with a little bit of damage, but Cole, other than that right rear that he got earlier, the truck looks to be in pretty good shape. And now the tires, I think, are going to be a little pretty well even with the top guys. He could be sitting in the catbird seat here.
So a couple drivers having a little bit of late incidents here, and, well, that's going to take us to the next attempt at the green-white checker. So Cole Day, Jose Mejia, Michael Bromley, Quincy Atkins, and then Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds still out there, still has those 4 tires. There's a little damage on the Dirty Mo Chevrolet, but, well, Greg, we say it all the time in racing. As long as you're there at the end, you will have a chance, because anything can happen on that final lap.
Yeah, but his problem, he's been going backwards. It seems like every time we try to do something, he loses a couple spots. Again, not much doing of his own, but he needs to get that luck turned around, start coming back the other way.
And how about Mr. Lucky of the night? Look at Brandon Feeney. Remember we talked about him a little bit ago with his Miller Genuine F-150? He is back into the 6th position now, and right behind him, that's Darrell Clauter. And look who got back out onto the raceway, Josiah Millens right there. Kyle Wiggins, remember he had connection issues, had to go to the back. We had just talked about him. He was marching his way, literally beating his drum back to the front of the field, and he got wrapped up down there in turn 3 with Michael Bromley. So he's going to restart back here in 9th. And then Crossland, he's back onto the lead lap, and I think possibly... Is Valenzuela back on the lead lap, or is he still sitting 1 lap down?
I'm showing him as the first one a lap down.
So Danny Valenzuela is still not onto the lead lap. What does that man have to do to get back to the lead lap here tonight? Cody Levitt, though, remember we talked about him. He is currently down on pit road, it looks like, in the 30.
I believe he has put it on the hauler for the night.
It's not good. Cody Levitt shown 12th. Shane Mullins is 13th. Doug Neal is 14th. Donald Bennett is 15th. Roy Fernandez is 16th. Then it's Nathan Maurer in 17th. Brandon Massey in 18th. And Aaron Davidson right now currently being shown into the 19th position. It looks like half the field is trying to battle out the, I guess, be the last man standing here tonight.
Yeah, at the rate we're going, we ran, 61 laps without an issue, at least without a major issue, and now we can't make it 600 yards without tearing some stuff up.
Well, it is the trucks, and, they say the trucks put on the greatest show, and beating and banging here tonight is certainly something they have done, and you know what? It's all for the race fans. Remember, it's the Fans 100, so why not give the fans a little extra racing here tonight at Charlotte? That's exactly what these guys are doing here tonight. Looking at it, looks like we're going to get at least one more lap of eye pacing here tonight. I'm still impressed, though. Quincy Atkins battling back into the top 5. I don't know how much speed is in that 75, because that was some harsh damage there on the right front of that checkered yellow and riveted steel number 75 tonight. I don't think he got up to speed on that last restart, but right now he's going to restart there, fire off in 4th.
Yeah, that right front's definitely seen better days, that's for sure. But he is playing the dice just right. He's finding himself in the right spot at the right time, that's for sure.
Yeah, take a look through the field here, Greg, and tell me, who do you think has the cleanest truck out there before we go back green? And don't say the pace car. It don't count.
You got me. I was going to say, I believe it's a Mustang with strobe lights on the roof of it right now.
It don't count. It's not racing. It's just pacing. Now, as I look through the field, I think probably the guys that are running 1 and 2 might be the cleanest looking trucks of the field right now that are left on the lead lap. Kyle Wiggins doesn't look too bad, but he's going to restart way back yonder.
Yeah, I think he's kind of laid it in for the night there. But yeah, I think your leader, maybe Bromley. His truck's not too terrible. At least the right side's not.
Well, the nose has seen better days, but remember, he just scooted through that one incident and then yeeted Kyle Wiggins down there in turn 3. So there is definitely some damage to the nose of that. We'll see if it's able to cut through the air. And remember, Bromley on 4 tires. Oh, Jose Mejia, who was going to restart to the outside, he's also on 4 tires. So, yes, he has damage, but he has 4 tires on that Team Evo Chevrolet.
I think what's going to play into Cole's hands here, though, is being in control of the restart. I think this will be, correct me if I'm wrong, the first restart that he's been the leader on. He's really good at timing it just right, catching you off guard. If he can get a pretty good jump on Jose, I don't think the tires are going to matter.
Well, we're about to find things out, race fans, as we work into turn number 3 here before we come back to the green flag. We got to thank you all once again for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the Salt Flat Draft Top Progression Series here tonight for the Fans 100 on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you like the racing you've seen so far tonight, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If it's your first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, get the notification anytime we go live racing, as we are about to do right now, as the iRacing pace car is down and away. Let's give it another whirl. Green-white checker attempt number 3 here tonight at Charlotte. We are green flag racing, and Cold Day gets a good start. But look at Quincy Atkins. He is pushing Jose Mejia through the tri-oval.
Yeah, that front row definitely got a great restart there. But Michael Bromley checked up, spun the tires a little bit, and cost himself a shot at a good finish here.
They go single file out towards the front. Jose Mejia got to look down to the inside. Here comes Brandon Feeney. He is looking to the inside of Quincy Atkins. He's not going to get there in turn 3. Atkins going to try to go to the outside here on Mejia. It's going to be 1 lap to go, presented by Butt Kicker here tonight at Charlotte.
What a race for second place here. These 3 guys, they're all over each other, looking to make it 3 wide through 1 and 2 on the last time.
Feeney going to go down. He's going to hit the apron. He's going to force Quincy Atkins up the track. Here comes Hunter Reynolds to battle back. Reynolds going to get to the inside possibly here on Feeney. He will get the inside advantage. Feeney going to go down, slam the door. Jose Mejia going to blow turn 3. He's going to go up the track. Here comes Quincy Atkins. Atkins is going to get to the inside, but it is going to be Cold Day coming across the start-finish line for our Raise Energy Drink checkered flag here tonight. Cold Day going to go back-to-back wins here with the Draft Top Progression Series.
What a finish, those last few laps. That was a great race put on by these guys. Way to keep it clean, but make it just super thrilling last couple laps there.
Oh, a little contact there. I think it was more of a congratulations, and Cold Day and Quincy Atkins made contact, and now Atkins going to spin her around here. But our post-race show coming up here, presented by DraftTop.com in just a couple of moments. Race fans, stay tuned with us. Hear what your top 3 of Cold Day, Quincy Atkins, and Jose Mejia have to say about this race here for the Fans 100 at Charlotte. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Fans 100, presented by DraftTop.com. We have officially completed this one, and Greg, I believe you're already standing down there with the man who's going to come home in that first position.
Yeah, we've got the winner, Cold Day. Cole, congratulations. What a great race. You kind of got there at the end of the race. We saw at the beginning under that first pit stop, it's like you might have had a little issue. What went on there?
I just misjudged it by 1 lap, and I actually ran out of fuel and had to just all the way down pit lane, so I lost a lot of time on that first pit stop. So I definitely wasn't expecting to finish where I did tonight.
Yeah, perseverance you showed there. Hung out, stayed with it through the race, and was able to keep yourself up there at the front there at the end. Tell us about that crash. We had that major crash there on that just before the green-white checker, I believe. What was your perspective like that, seeing that in your mirror?
I had no idea what happened. I was just had to restart and look behind me to see if I was going to get any help from Josiah. I think it was behind me, and to try to get ahead of Cody. And next thing I know, I look in my mirror and I just see truck sideways. So I have no idea what happened to them guys.
Got to be a good feeling. Not that you want to see everybody else crash out, but be the leader and get away from the big mess that's going on back there, and know that it kind of thinned the herd out to lessen the challengers for you there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad way to look at it, but you're not wrong. I took 2 tires on that last pit stop, so to kind of gamble and get some track position, and I knew 4 tires was going to be way better, so these green-white checkers really kind of helped me just keep the track position and end up winning the race.
Talk about those two tires. I believe Jose starting second on that last restart had 4 tires under that last stop. How important was being able to control the restart there for you to be able to get out front and close it out?
Well, I think just me being able to start on the bottom helped out, was the biggest help. So I had the preferred line since we were just wide open in 1 and 2. And but I got a little bit of wheel spinning and shifting from 3rd to 4th there, so it kind of allowed us to stay really close. So it was a little nerve-wracking, especially knowing that I was the only guy up here on 2 tires. So I had no friends up here on 2 tires to kind of help block and slow those guys on 4 fresh ones down a little bit. So very lucky to end up in victory lane tonight.
Well, you were able to pull it off. Congratulations, and we'll give you the mic here. Who do you have to thank for supporting you out here tonight?
As always, my teammates with Cody and Donald and Josiah, they're always great help and talking throughout the race and strategy and that kind of stuff. You guys up in the booth, always doing great broadcasts. All the admins here and race control for keeping everyone calm throughout the race and keeping us all together, have one big, awesome group of guys to race with every week.
Well, congratulations, good job, and we'll see you next week. Roger?
Yeah, I caught up with your second place finisher here, the driver out of South Carolina. Quincy, this is starting to be a trend here, I believe, now as you finish back onto the podium. But the question of the night that everybody is going to ask is, where the heck did you come from?
Yeah, I want to ask myself the same thing. My practice at this track literally consisted of the 2 minutes before qualifying, and there for a while, I was even trying to short pit just to skip a few people, but, I was content with the top 15. And, well, as you know, the caution started coming out. I kind of snaked my way through one and went ahead and took 4 tires. When we went back going, I was like, oh, well, we got a car under us. That last caution set us starting 4th. Now, luckily, I got a good start, got rolling, and here we are.
Yeah, so tell us about that truck, though.
Well, this truck consists of, I was going to go, tore up sheet metal, because that's usually my luck of everything. Then I ran out of time. As you know, we all had a hurricane hitting everybody on the East Coast, so I hope everybody's safe out there. But, down here in Myrtle Beach, it kind of killed the time. I forgot to swap the paints back, but I did put the caution flag on the front of it, just being prepared.
Yeah, the checkered looking machine here tonight. It's a good looking hot rod, and you said it was pretty fast there at the end, but what did you need to possibly go up there and battle with Cold Day for the win here?
I think I would have needed to get around, Jose a little bit faster. When we rolled up there, I didn't really want to go, I guess taking people out. Brandon was coming fast. I went to the bottom to block him, and I wound up getting around Jose in the process. I think if we had another lap, Cole was on some older tires, we would have been there. But either way, at the end of the day, I am stoked to come away with a second.
Yeah, not a lot of practice time in this 75 Silverado, so a podium finish for you, gotta feel pretty good. Now, I know a lot of the race fans want me to ask you, how do you feel about worldwide technology? But I'm gonna ask you a little bit different question. How do you feel tomorrow night going into Watkins Glen?
Yeah, well, Watkins Glen, I am definitely not a road course guy by any stance. So, unfortunately, that's going to be a learning experience as we go. I don't know if I can do it like I did tonight. Maybe I just need to show up 2 minutes before the race and go with it.
Well, you never know. If it works, maybe you just roll with it. But tonight, a second place finish for you, Quincy. Other than the care package you got, who do you got to thank for this podium?
As always, thanks to the boss lady for letting me race. My son's in the other room hooting and hollering. Grant, he's 16 months, so I don't think it's about this, but I'll take credit for it. And I got this care package on the computer still. I got a bald man behind the computer staring at me. Give a shout out to the booth. Of course, everybody that puts on this series, I appreciate it. Everybody watching.
Well, there you heard from the driver out of South Carolina, Quincy Atkins, and the Atkins Motorsport 75 will come home in the second position here tonight. You heard it, race fans. He got a care package from us up here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, and since he got that care package, he is not finished off the podium yet. So possibly tomorrow night, look for him in the Soft Flat IROC Series to maybe be able to put the 75 back onto the podium as he finishes second. I've also caught up right next door to him. The man who's going to come home with a third-place finish is Jose Mejia. Jose, it's the second time this season you have parked this 46 here on the podium. How did you get it done here tonight?
I kind of just played conservative all night. On the first run, I kind of used my right front tire, so I didn't really get a chance to keep up with the field. And then I kind of stayed out late that first set of pit stops, trying to lead a lap. Wasn't able to because Cole stayed out a little longer than me. I was about to run out of gas like he did, so I ended up going down pit road, and then he never really got to the lead. Oh, I did get to the lead during the second round of pit stops, and then from there, kind of the cautions flew my way, and that crash at the end helped me out because I believe I was in 9th or 10th during that.
Yeah, you were a little bit farther down the running order than what you would have liked. But coming into Charlotte, did you feel like this team was going to be able to compete here? You qualified, I believe it was the 7th position here tonight, and used those tires up really early.
Yeah, it's one of the tracks, we get to get free when we start this. So a lot of people turn laps here, so it's kind of hard to have an advantage here. But I'm usually fairly quick here, but tonight I was just abusing that right front a little bit too much, so couldn't really get the truck that I needed for the long run. But that last run, I was finding out how to back up the corner more and getting more out of my truck.
Yeah, getting everything you could. That was all left in this Silverado. But 4 tires. Did you know you had the 2-tire advantage over Cole Day on that final green-white checker attempt?
Yeah, I knew he had 2 tires or no tires. I didn't know which one he had, but I figured I had a good chance. But during that first green-white checkered, I got into the accident, so I didn't know how bad my truck was. I don't have a spotter or anything like that, so it was kind of just winging it, and then I stuck behind him there for 1 lap, and then going down into 3, I saw that Quincy got a good drive into 3, and I was about to chop him, but I thought better of it and just take home a 3rd instead of coming in like 10th or something.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to concede 1 position instead of give up a handful of them. But how about Worldwide Technology Raceway just next week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network when we head to that track that is also known as Gateway? How do you think the tires are going to hold up on this Silverado next week?
I've only raced there once with an ARC car, so we'll see how it goes. I probably will stick around in the back, kind of like the rest of the races I've done, and try to play the fuel strategy game and see how we go there and make it exciting on Turn 3.
Well, you never know what you can find on Turn 3, that's for sure. We saw that tonight, some great racing, and then some really hectic tailgating, door-banging action to finish it out here. But Jose, a podium finish, a good points night at the end of tonight. Who do you got to thank? Who helps this 46 crew find its way back onto the podium?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank my wife for letting me race on Tuesday nights, and then I just want to thank you guys for putting this on. I want to thank all the admin, and I appreciate you guys allowing us to do this on Tuesday nights.
Well, there you heard it from the driver of the 46. He finishes 3rd here on the track, here for the Fans 100 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That was your DraftTop.com post-race show here. You heard from Cole Day, you heard from Quincy Atkins, and you heard from Jose Mejia. Greg, it was a really good show here tonight for a lot of these drivers. Some of them may not have got the finish that they wanted, but all in all, a really good run here for the Draft Top Progression Series.
Yeah, I think this race kind of had everything on it that we like to see. You had a lot of green flag racing. Some guys were able to, it's pretty close racing. Some guys got more spread out, and you had to use the line. But then you get a caution there at the end after some fuel strategy and group them back up, and then just the excitement with all those cautions at the end. Had a little bit of little bit of something for everybody, and it was definitely a fun race to sit here and watch and to call. And I appreciate you letting me hang out with you.
Absolutely, anytime, my friend. Just next week, though, race fans, we're going to head to the Worldwide Technology Raceway with the Gander Outdoor Trucks. It is the final time we're going to get these trucks out of the hauler this season, so don't miss that. Coming up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, though, For the rest of the Draft Top Progression Series, like I said, that will be next week, the final time we get out the Gander Outdoor Trucks. We're going to head to Talladega on August 18th. That's a race fans, that you do not want to miss at all. And then we whip out the old Xfinity car once again. We head to Bristol under the lights on August 25th. And then we pack them into the haulers for the final time at the Atlanta Motor Speedway on September 1st. And then that only leaves us with 3 races left in the NASCAR Cup car. And then we will crown our first ever Draft Top Progression Series, well, champion here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Those are the next upcoming races for the Draft Top Progression Series. But race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. We can't wait to see you just next week at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.